All right.
What's going on?
What's going on? That's your boy Sean.
And your boy Troy. And we tapped in.
We tapped in.
Yes, sir.
I guess I didn't get the memo today.
What's that,
You know what
man?
I mean? The drip for the drip.
Oh, man, yeah. I had somewhere to go, man. So
Okay.
this is what it is today.
That's what's up. So, hey, if you're tuning in, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the traction that we're getting. And,
No
you know, just the words of encouragement. We really appreciate everybody that's been tapping in with us.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So I know it's a different day. It's Friday, man. Getting closer to the end of the weekend, man. Excited about it's this football weekend. Oh no, it's
next week.
Next week.
A
lot of changes coming up.
It is, man. It is, man. Big change came yesterday.
Man, listen, man. You know what? At first I thought it was a huge. I said, man, they got rid of Parsons. I think he held out too long.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing of it is, do you think he was that much of an asset on the defensive end?
I think he was a big asset, but is he replaceable? Yes.
He's not like a Saquon. You get rid of Saquon, your running game's shot.
Right.
You still got jokers that are going to do their job and get in there and put pressure on the quarterbacks, things like that. I mean, he's great at what he do. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But not irreplaceable.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And the thing about it is, you know, from an owner perspective, you know, you say, okay, well, I think I know what I got here.
Mm-hmm.
And Micah Parsons, and obviously we not seeing eye to eye when it come down to this money, and Jerry being a businessman saying, okay, well, what could I get for him? You know what I mean? So if he can get a really good player, and he got 2 first-round draft picks,
yeah,
he thinking, I'll get me another Micah Parsons, and I can get me another piece.
Yeah.
With that first-round draft pick.
Because I mean, it's a smart business decision from an owner standpoint.
From an owner standpoint, because, okay, if you sign him, is he coming back this year? Is him being on the field, is that the difference between us getting to a Super Bowl or not?
Right. No.
I think the ceiling is just about what you did last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think they're going into this saying, hey, we think we got a Super Bowl caliber team right now.
Right.
But if you trade him, you get a nice piece.
We can start building.
We got 2 first-round draft picks that we can get another. What was he inside? Was he backer? Linebacker?
Yeah.
So we can get another linebacker, and maybe we can get a defensive end on the opposite side.
Right.
So now our defense is straight.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think that's what he was thinking about. But yeah.
So early predictions, man. I mean, not to help on it too long, man, but I see back to back for us, man. I see Philly going back. You don't see Philly?
I don't see that at all.
No,
nah.
Come on, man. Who's out there?
Yeah, I mean, just go right down 95.
Baltimore's there.
Yeah. You gotta hit 95.
You're supposed to feel like that. You're supposed to feel like that.
Hey, man, we tough, man.
Y'all tough. That was tough last year.
We tough.
That was tough last year.
We tough. You know what I mean? But we really gotta get it done. This year, next year, we gotta get it done, man. You know what I mean? Because at first it's like, okay, Lamar, he young, whatever. Now he got some experience. You're not 24, 25 no more. You're 27, 28.
Higher expectations, man. You got to deliver.
We got to get it done, man. And it ain't like we don't have the talent.
Right.
We got it on both sides. Defense strong.
With you guys, man, it's the small things, man, that cause you to lose games you shouldn't have lost.
Right.
If you take those games, your bracket will change at the end of the year, and y'all be right there.
Right.
It's hard for me to watch us, and I'm like,
right. Especially like last year. I mean, really, we should have only lost 1 or 2 games.
Y'all kicker struggled last year too, man, and that's not hell.
I mean,
yeah, he struggled.
He was too busy getting stressed out, man. You know what I mean? Boy was in the massage parlors, man.
Every time
took
he
his
was
legs,
focused.
man.
Yeah.
Took his legs, man.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
man, let's talk about this weekend, man. I know you went out of town, man. I was really hoping I could make it, man. I didn't get to go, but man, tell me what it was like, man, and tell me what about the event you attended.
Yeah. So, man, Investfest 2025. I mean, was a bit. This is the 5th year of it. I've been to 2 in person, and I went to 2 virtually.
Okay.
I can honestly say, man, I think this was probably the best year. Certainly from when I went live, just the content across multiple platforms, so you got to learn about AI and how to use that with marketing, how to use AI just in your day-to-day business, what prompts and stuff to use, what AI is out there that really make your job that much easier,
right.
From creating content to creating little chat bots for your website, how to go through your emails and respond automatically for you.
Oh, wow.
Like
wow.
Stuff like that. And it's only they slowly introducing this stuff and the capabilities that it can do. Even on, the speakers. So, one of the things I was most tuned in and wanted to see, they had Magic Johnson there. And I've heard him talk, quite a bit. But, just to hear his perspective, to see, what his guiding force was, you never really hear him. In the interviews that I've seen, I've never really heard him talk about God. I hear him talk about his principles and the things that he believed by, the mentorship and the things that he feels like helped him along the way. How when he was with the Lakers, the players on the team was getting upset with him. They told him like, "Yo, man, you can't really be hanging out with the owner like that because it's not a good look," And he was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Man, it's just not a good look. You hanging out with the owner all the time." And because they thinking, "Oh, he getting close with the owner, so that means he gonna have more say as far
getting inside."
Or it's like, okay, well, the coach gonna play him because he good friends with the owner.
Right.
But the way he looked at it, he was like, okay, you guys got a couple $1 million. This guy's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I want to be a businessman when I get done playing basketball. This guy is a businessman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it said, look, when we in this court, in this locker room, in between those lines, that 94 feet, hey, you can hold me accountable for whatever. But when we not playing basketball and I'm choosing to better my life and get these lessons from this owner, miss me on that.
Right. Yeah.
And it said the same thing. One of the crazy stories was when he's talking about the dream team. He was part of the dream team. And he said they was on a yacht. And the yacht broke down at the port. And he said by the time they got off, they was kind of talking or whatever. And it was like, "Oh, what are we going to do?" And said another yacht pulled up. And it was like, man, how ironic is it that our yacht break down and another yacht pulls right up? And so he asked, he was like, well, whose yacht is that? The one that broke down. It was James Dolan, the owner of the Miami Heat. And then so the other one, he said, well, who owns that yacht? He's like, oh, that's my yacht too.
Wow.
He was like,
yeah.
He said,
backup yacht. Yeah.
He said, oh man,
that's different. That's the level.
Okay, I'm doing it.
And it's amazing how it's levels to everything goes.
Levels to
you got
everything.
People looking at the NBA players themselves and he's an NBA player looking at the owners like, wow, now this is a whole nother level, man.
Yeah. Whole nother level. And then the one other story was same time they went to Monaco. And so the Prince of Monaco, like he runs the whole country, worth billions of dollars. And so they go there. He did the same thing. They talking. He see the owners. No, he seen David Stern and some of the owners talking to the prince. He was like, man, I gotta get some of this game.
You gotta talk to the prince.
He said he went over there, talked to the prince, talked to him for like 20 minutes or so, and was like, Prince told him, said, hey, look, I'm gonna introduce you to my son and my daughter. While you're here, you hang out with them. They'll take care of you, make sure everything is good.
Wow.
Guess who runs Monaco now? The son.
Get out of here.
That he would.
Wow. So he got an inside plug with.
That's about relationships, man.
Relationships and putting yourself out there, man, and not going with the norm. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, I can't talk to them, the owners. So, nah, he's seeing himself where he wanted to be, the type of people he wanted to be around.
How am I get? Why am I going to try to reinvent this thing and try to figure it out? And this guy is where I want to be.
That's it.
And I can just ask him.
That's it. That's free game, man. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So let me ask you this: for somebody who hasn't been to an Investfest, I know it's their 5th year. To somebody who's not sure if they want to go, what can they expect to take away from it if they do make that investment and go?
So it's one or two ways you can invest in Investfest. One is you can be a vendor, go to the vendor marketplace. So if you got a young business that you're trying to grow, trying to get exposure for, there's like over 400 vendors.
Okay.
Small businesses that was just trying to grow their brand.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that, and you can get more exposure. You're talking about, this is an investment. You're talking about real estate, stock market, businesses, and an investment. Like, it's a business event, and there was over 25,000 people there,
mm-hmm.
right? So like, even your best weekend at whatever you do is not going to get you the exposure that this one event is going to get you.
Right.
And it's people from all over the United States.
Okay.
So now you're not, as a vendor, you're not just plugged into your local town and surrounding areas. If you got some really fire merchandise or a product, now you got exposure to California, to Houston, to Chicago, to Detroit, Pittsburgh.
Nice.
So you got people from there. So now you're growing your online presence. On the flip side, if you are interested in any of those things, housing, flipping houses, new construction, all that kind of stuff, if you're interested in the stock market, investing, and sorry.
It's fine.
So if you're interested in the stock market, there's people there that are experts in it. If you're interested in housing, there's people there that are experts in it. If you're interested in building the business, there are people there who are experts in it, and they're just a conversation away.
Wow.
From you getting the access, the mm-hmm. tools. Maybe it's one connection that you need to be able to get you to that next level, and that person that can help you is there. You just got to put yourself in place to have that conversation with them. It's a ton of guys that I've seen on Instagram that was there, and every time I walked by, it was waiting to talk to them. Wow. And most of them was real estate, but even some of the guys that I follow, as far as on the investment side, as far as stocks and doing options and things like that, they right there. They wow. networking just like you trying to network.
That's awesome.
And so, if you're serious about business in any aspect, that's the place that you want to be.
All right, no doubt. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it my business to get there. And putting the work in, like you say, building those relationships, man, because a lot of times, man, folks have that sense of entitlement. They feel like I don't have to do much, but I deserve it, mm-hmm. and you're not really being out there, and that entitlement sometimes can it can cause rob you from gratitude. So that's the question. I mean, do you feel like entitlement can rob you from gratitude?
I think it does, man. And the reason why I say that is because how can you feel Okay, so just like some of these people that I met, like a guy who has, I rode with a guy who has 30 properties, right? He made an extra investment in himself. So you could get a general admission ticket or you could get a VIP ticket. Obviously, if you get a VIP ticket, that's going to cost you more. But with that VIP ticket, there's other people who are paying that extra money that are going to be in there as well. They understand the value of being in a smaller setting with people who had that extra cash, who are probably looking to network just like he is. And so he made that investment in himself to get in that room. Now, he did that, but he also had to have the conversations with the people in that room to get the knowledge and the information that he wanted.
Right.
That allowed him to be able to scale his real estate business in 2 to 3 years, where it might take somebody up because he got access to the information that got him to the capital that he needed to be able to now be able to purchase those deals and be able to scale his business, as opposed to somebody who didn't spend that extra money to get in that VIP room and they still trying to figure it out themselves. Right. And so it's like, how can you be, so in this scenario, how can you feel like you're entitled to the success that this one guy got because he put himself in the space to be able to get to where he wanted to faster when you wasn't willing to do that? Right. So you're looking at him like, yo, man, we working just as hard, man. It's not right that he should be able to get there and I can't get there. But it's like, you don't know the sacrifice and what he did in order to get to that space or to be able to accomplish what he has when you didn't put in that same type of sacrifice and stuff that he did. Right. And so you can't even be in that scenario. You can't even be happy with the journey that you're on, because let's just take Investfest as a whole. You might have 5 properties. There's somebody there who don't have any properties, don't even own their own house, and they just trying to figure it out. You can't even be happy with the progress that you've made because you worried about how fast where he's at. Right. But you're not realizing, like, okay, you're 10 steps ahead of somebody else. Right. So you're not even grateful for what you do have. Right. And it causes you to lose sight of actually what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And I always feel like preparation is not time wasted, man. I was talking to my sister and I had breakfast together, and we was talking, and she was telling me about a gentleman he had spent some time incarcerated, over 20 some years, and now he's working with the youth and he has his counselor's degrees. And I said, it's amazing how God can prepare you X amount of years for purpose. Sometimes you can go through something for 50 years for 5 years of purpose. So, and it really, when you look back over those 50, you don't appreciate them until you're operating in that purpose. But it kind of go along with you saying, like, you got to be happy with where you're at, and you can't abandon your mission to jump on somebody else's, because you best believe if you're following God, he's working out a plan for you, and you just got to follow your plan. Right. And
I think that's where a lot of people get off. They start to see, they go off on their vision, their plan, but then they see somebody who's at another level or scaled at another level, and now they try to adjust their dream to match what they see. But it's like, that's not your dream. Right. You know what I mean? If you stay focused on your dream, it will evolve. It may not ever be what that other person has. And so a lot of times that can be a thief in and of itself. You're chasing somebody else's dream when that was never what was meant for you. Maybe what you're supposed to do is get these 5 properties, and then instead of scaling up to 30 properties, maybe those 5 properties got you in a position where you could start a business, where you could start a daycare. And now the daycare is a thing that actually
catapults you to that next level. Right. And it's purposeful. Now you're getting fulfilled. Right. Because sometimes people think that making the investments in the money is going to fulfill you. Right. That's not necessary. It's a mode to get to where you're at. But at the same time, if it's not aligned with the purpose, then that's just,
it's all for nothing.
All for nothing. Yeah.
All for nothing.
Yeah. So, but in that though, even when we're talking about, because like fulfilling purpose, loving yourself, being, you know, in a relationship? Do you think that loving yourself can, I don't know how to ask the question. Um, is it selfish to love yourself more inside of a marriage? Loving yourself, putting yourself first and loving yourself more.
In a marriage or in marriage with when you got a family, when you got children involved.
Okay,
and
so
stuff too?
I'm gonna tell you where it stemmed from. It was something I think you had said me. It was a lady. She was saying she loved her kids, she loved her husband, she loved her, you know, she had a family, she had kids. She was in a marriage. She said it wasn't anything going wrong in the marriage, but she was just felt like she was losing herself.
Mhm.
And she said one day she woke up and chose to love herself more than the family structure, and she left.
Wow.
And she felt as if she started living life on her own terms. And, you know, I just reading the comments and stuff. I mean, they were saying, do you think that's a selfish move?
I think it is, man. Because she said that.
Right.
So to me, either you're extremely selfish in your outlook on life, or you're watching something that is making you feel like you're missing out.
Right. That's bad, man.
Right? Because you're in a relationship, so there's if I remember correctly, like there was nothing wrong with the relationship itself.
Mm-hmm.
The children certainly didn't ask to be here. Right? That was your choice.
Right.
You know, so that is your responsibility. That's your responsibility. Now, as far as I think when you get married, it should be, you know, I mean, sickness and health till death do you part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, well, if you want to abandon your marriage, okay, you know, not gonna say I'll give you a pass on it, but it's like, okay, but your children,
right? But they didn't even have a choice to be here.
They didn't have a choice to be here, and now because you might be going through this stage in your life, you're making a decision that's going to impact them for the rest of their life. Right? Because how do they feel when you said nothing was wrong, but you just up and left us?
Yeah. That she don't understand that abandonment issue, man. Kids gonna have.
So I get that you love yourself, but you don't love us.
Yeah. And plus you're missing the fact of marriage. Marriage, so you become one.
Right.
So you love yourself. That means you love the marriage. You love us as a whole, because we're one now. And I think both individuals inside marriage should love themselves a whole lot, because that's the only way you can only give what you got. So you got to love yourself. I think it could have easily been, okay, life gets overwhelming. Mm-hmm. Marriage get overwhelming. Mm-hmm. Man, listen, go on vacation, man. Take yourself a week. Say, look, babe, I got to disappear. But just to up and leave, and then to go on and hear her say that things started falling in place as though it was meant to be.
Right.
So maybe she was never meant to be married. Maybe that was the case. Maybe she jumped into something because it was storybook. She thought it was going to be this, that.
I don't. The only reason I don't buy that is because she said there was nothing wrong. Like the marriage part was okay.
Right.
You know, it was more she felt like she was missing out on something, or that she wasn't loving herself enough. And I think like a lot of times that void that she's trying to fill, taking a new job isn't going to fill that. Being away from her family isn't going to fill that. The only thing is a relationship with God that's going to give her purpose in life. That's what's going to fill that.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times when people do stuff like that, it's because they feel empty. Mm-hmm. They feel like they're doing mundane tasks on a daily basis, and they don't see there's nothing that they're, even though pouring into your children, pouring into your marriage should give you some type of fulfillment, but there's also something that we were all created to do.
Right.
That we do uniquely well, better than anybody else. And the only way that you can find out what that thing is that you got to ask God.
You got to tap in with God, man.
Yeah, you got to ask. So,
him.
I mean, you can change your situations, you can change the people, you can change your settings, but unless you know what your purpose is, you still gonna feel that void.
Yeah.
You know, so like for her, she might go through all of this, get grounded, get a better relationship with God, and then figure out that's what I was missing.
Yeah, and now you missing what you should have had.
Right.
But do you think it's in the long run for the husband or wife in a situation like that it's better for them to have somebody step off and say, you know what, I can't do this, than to stay and make your life miserable the rest of your life? I know it's a hard blow, but sometimes it might be better for them, for her to say, you know what, I'm going. I know it's going to be painful starting off and sense of failure, but at the same time, who wants to spend another 20 years with someone who's not really there?
Right. So I think any relationship you get into, you're going to have to make that choice.
Yeah.
Right. So it could be this relationship. It could be if she get a divorce and get into another relationship. There's still going to come a time where she's going to hit that same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then what choice are you going to make this time?
Right.
Right. And so most of the times you're not going to make that same decision again. So the thing is talking to the right people, getting the right counseling, and being able to work through those emotions so that, you know, you can tap back into your family.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the best solution.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people don't, for whatever reason, it could be a selfish reason. You know, it could be something else just pulling her away from her family.
Right.
Right. That maybe nothing's wrong here, but there's something over there that has caught my eye that just looks so much better that I can't even going back to the entitlement.
Yeah.
And gratitude. Like, I want the life I think I can give.